tutorial. Today I wanted to show you how you can make your own stickers. I'm up on the TNT Scrap Explosion blog today with tips and ideas for how you can make your own stickers using your printer, using Silhouette, or using your electronic cutting source. And I wanted to show you how I use this awesome arrow cut file that we have up in the shop to make my own sticker. Now, it's super easy, so don't stress out. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. But just before I show you how to do it, I want to give you a couple ideas of how you could use this. You could definitely print off your own stickers and use them in your planner. If you are into illustrated faith, you could put it in your Bible. If you are more of a scrapbooker, you could take those stickers and use them on a scrapbook page. You could even use those stickers for a card if you scaled it down. You can take any of the cut files in our shop and scale them up or scale them down to fit the size of the project that you're working on. This cut file was designed for 8.5 by 11, so it works really well for that. But if your planner was, say, a mini one or a personal one and you only wanted it to be a lot smaller, you could definitely scale it down. I did a tutorial on scaling up and scaling down cut files a couple weeks ago over on the TNT blog, and I will leave a link for that video tutorial as well so that you guys can find it. Today I used the arrow cut file and I printed it off and cut it out with my Silhouette, and I wanted to use it in my new bullet journal. So I just started a bullet journal, which I just adore. I love it. I've been using it like every day, and I thought it would be kind of cute to stick one of these arrow cut files inside of my bullet journal. So all I did was follow the tutorial steps that I'm going to show you in a second, and I did a print and cut on my Silhouette onto sticker paper and just printed it off, and then I have this awesome arrow cut file as a sticker, which, guys, everything as a sticker is just better. And I'm just going to lift it up, and then just being careful as I go to pull out any of those little pieces that got cut out. And even if you don't have a Silhouette or a cutting machine, you could definitely take one of the cut files and print it on sticker paper or label paper and still have a sticker, and then just kind of like fussy cut it out, which is like super awesome. And then I've got this giant sticker that I can add here. Now if it's a little too big, you can trim it down. I should have measured first, but I think it'll fit okay. It's gonna be a little big, but that's okay. What I'll do is I will just cut this section here off, and you can do that either on the sticker paper or when you take it off. And then I'm gonna have this like extra sticker piece that I can use for another project. So there you go, I just trimmed it down a little bit, and then I can just lay it down in my bullet journal like this. And I suggest just starting from one side, like the outside, and then kind of just coming in. That way you make sure you don't have any bubbles or anything. And I'm okay if that goes onto the other page. And then I've got this really cute design in my bullet journal, and I could even color it in if I wanted to, so it matches all the other projects in my bullet journal. I'm not going to color it all in now, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Look at how cute that is. I can't wait to color the rest of it in. Okay, so that is how I use my sticker. I wanted to show you that I did use Silhouette printable white sticker paper. I got this at Michael's, and it's just like 8.5 by 11 white sticker paper. You can find other brand sticker paper that you could use as well. So if you want to make your own stickers, you need some white sticker paper, you need a design such as the cut file designs that are over at the TNT Scrap Explosion website, and you need a printer and possibly a digital cutting machine like a Silhouette or some other machine where you can cut out an image. if you don't have a digital cutting machine, you could definitely fussy cut this yourself. But if you put it on sticker paper, then you'll be able to use it like a giant sticker in your project. So without further ado, let's head over to my computer where I can show you how I took the cut file of the arrows and turned them into a sticker, and then how I did a print and cut on my silhouette portrait, and how I ended up with this gorgeous sticker. So let's go on over to my computer.
So you want to make your own sticker, and you want to print and cut it. So I'm going to just show you a quick tutorial for how you can do that. Once you've opened up your Silhouette Studio Design software, you're going to want to open up your file that you want to turn into a sticker. So I've gone to File, Open. I've put the arrow cut file that I want to use today on my desktop. So just select that file and open it up in my Silhouette Studio Design software. Sometimes when you open up a file, it's just a little big, so you just want to drag the corner to shrink it down to the proper size that you want for your project. And I am going to be sticking this sticker that I'm making into my bullet journal, so I don't want it to be too big. I only have a silhouette portrait, not a silhouette cameo, so that does change the size as well, because the biggest I can go is 8.5 by 12, but I don't even want it that big. I want it smaller than that. So drag your cut file or JPEG or PNG to the size that you want it, and when you have it at the appropriate size or whatever size that you think that you'll want, the first thing that you want to do is trace it. So I've come up to the trace window. Kind of looks like a little butterfly instead of a square. I'm going to select trace area, and I'm going to drag my corner around my whole image, just like that. I want to unclick High Pass Filter and change the threshold so that all of my arrows and my cut file is entirely selected. And when I have it where I want it to be, I'm going to come up and click Trace. Now, for my specific project, I don't want it to trace all of those little details inside of the arrows. I just want to kind of trace the outer edge. So I'm going to click Trace Outer Edge. And once I've done that, I can drag my image off. So I'm going to click on it and drag it off for a minute just so that you can see there's those beautiful cut lines that I have created. Now what I want to do is I actually want to create an offset. So I'm going to select that image. I'm going to come up to the offset option up here. It's kind of like right there. I'm going to select that and then click offset, and it's going to immediately create an offset for me around my image. Now the automatic format it gives you is 0.125, and I think that that's a good size, but you could also bump that up by just scaling it up a little bit or scaling it down. What I wanted to do was to get it to a place where I wasn't going to have a ton of little tiny cuts within. I kind of just wanted the outer edge. So I did increase the size a little bit. Normally I like it at about 125, which is the default. But for this one, I think I'm going to set it at 200. So it's just a little wider around it. I wanted more of a white image around it. And then I'm going to click apply. So I have my offset there. The next thing I want to do is take the inner image, the one with all of the designs and everything, and take that off. And I'm just going to delete it. Now it did give me a couple inside pieces to cut out, and originally I had cut those out, but I would suggest actually if you wanted to, you could remove them or erase them, but I think it's okay. Then what you're going to do is take your image or your cut file that you're going to print and replace it in the middle of your project. And you can kind of just line it up till it gets right in the middle of that offset cut line. And you're going to see that it's going to create this beautiful little white area around it so that it's a perfect little cut file there. And I love the way that that looks when you print and cut it off. So the next thing to do is to set your registration marks. So you're going to come over to the registration mark option here. It's open registration marks window. And mine is currently set on off, so I want to turn it on. And I'm going to select the type of device I have. So I have a silhouette portrait. And it's going to add these registration marks along the top and bottom just to kind of let you know where you're going to be printing and cutting. The most important thing to make sure is that none of the project that you're going to be printing and cutting is touching these darker shaded in areas, because it won't be able to print in those areas. So I've got my registration marks on. The next step for my project is just to click print. So you can either come up and go File, Print, or you can even just click the little print option here. I'm going to send it to my printer with any of the settings that I want to change, and then click print. So I'm actually going to not print that off right now, just because because my printer is in a far off bedroom in a far off land where it won't actually reach right now. But I've printed that off. So once you're finished and you have the project printed off, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do the cut line. So I did print my project off on Silhouette white sticker paper, but you could print it off on any type of label paper, sticker paper, if you wanted to create a sticker. And then what I did was I stuck that paper down onto my cutting mat, and then I came back into the Silhouette design software, and now what I'm going to do is send it to the Silhouette. So I want to click send to Silhouette. I want to adjust the cutting settings, and the first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that you come down to the material type and select the type of paper that you are going to be printing on. So I printed on sticker paper, so you'd want to make sure that you select white sticker paper. It's going to let you know what your cutting settings should be, so I set my Silhouette to that, and then I click send to Silhouette. And it'll cut out the image that I created, and it'll know exactly where to cut the printed image because of those registration marks. So just a couple things to remember is it's really important after you print it not to move anything on here, because if you move anything when you try to do the cutting, it's not going to work. So you want to make sure that you haven't moved anything before you send to Silhouette. And when you're all done, you'll have a really great sticker that you can stick anywhere you'd like. And I stuck mine in my bullet journal, but I think it would work well in your Bible if you did Illustrated Faith, on a scrapbook page, in an album. I think it would look cute in Project Life, or even on a card. Like, there's so many options for how you could use those stickers. And a really cool feature is if you didn't want this whole arrow image, let's say you just wanted, say, that arrow, before you started, you could have ungrouped the object and deleted the ones that you didn't want and only print off the images that you did want as a sticker. So there's so many different options. Really, I love that you can kind of create your own magic when you do the print and cut on sticker paper. Well, that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial from TNT Scrap Explosion and me, Tori. If you have any questions, leave them below. If you'd like to see pictures of the project, you can head over to scrapexplosion.com, our website, and you'll also find a bunch of cut files over there that you can turn into stickers. And we even have one that went up last week that's free, so head on over to make sure you download those cut files and get them, and I can't wait to see your projects. If you create something using any of the cut files or projects or products over on scrapexplosion.com, make sure you use our hashtag scrapexplosion on Instagram and Facebook or whatever, so we can find you. We can't wait to see what you create. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!